one viewer spotting a subtle, undisclosed AI artifact for a 6-month effort in audience building to fall apart. In 2026, the backlash to hidden automation is immediate, and it often starts with a single comment that triggers a mass exodus of subscribers. This highlights the central paradox of the current digital landscape. Those same generative tools that help a channel scale can also trigger a collapse in credibility if they are kept a secret. Survival now depends on a creator's willingness to be transparent. We are looking at a reality where over 60% of all published content involves some form of AI. Because it is so widespread, the question is no longer whether you are using these tools, but how you are managing the disclosure of that use. Creators now fall into 3 tiers. Type 1 uses full AI with no disclosure. Type 3 remains entirely human. But the winning zone is Type 2, creators who are AI-assisted but human-led. Staying in that Tier 2 zone is not just a creative choice, it requires navigating a strict set of rules and constraints. Platforms and regulators have built rigid boundaries around how synthetic content must be identified. When 60% of creators are already using AI, simply adopting the tools provides no edge. Because the technology is now a standard, the only differentiator left is transparent, rule-compliant execution. There is a strange irony in using digital synthetic tools today. By employing them, you immediately subject your work to some of the most rigorous real-world regulatory laws in existence. In the United States, the FTC enforces a double disclosure mandate for any AI-involved sponsored content. You must disclose both the pay-to-play relationship and the AI involvement. Failing to do so carries a penalty of $53,088 for every individual violation. This is not just a domestic issue. The EU AI Act's August 2026 deadline applies global pressure to creators everywhere. If your content reaches European audiences, you are now legally required to conspicuously label deepfakes and AI-generated public interest text. YouTube integrated these rules into its upload flow. A mandatory altered or synthetic content checkbox must be toggled for AI media. You cannot hope AI goes unnoticed anymore. YouTube's detection signals scan for synthetic media, retroactively forcing a consumer-facing label onto undisclosed content. Ignoring these requirements result in channel-level strikes, the loss of premium advertisers, and permanent video takedowns. The platform is no longer asking for cooperation, it is enforcing transparency. These laws and algorithmic filters are designed to function as a sieve. They are actively purging deceptive, mass-produced content to ensure the ecosystem remains reliable for viewers. Beyond the legal risk, there is a psychological one. Viewers in 2026 have developed a high sensitivity to unedited generative content, and they generally have a very low tolerance for it. The difference is easy to spot. A raw AI script often relies on cliches like, "in today's fast-paced digital world." A human-led script replaces that with a specific anecdote, like, "I tried this locally and failed because I misjudged the foot traffic." Because large language models work by predicting a mathematical average of human data, their unedited output is often technically accurate, but struggles to provide the emotional resonance audiences expect from a real person. When a creator removes their lived experience and personal stakes from the writing, they are removing the primary reason audiences chose to watch them over a generic search result. To balance production speed with human authorship, you can follow a specific 4-step framework. Steps 1 and 2 require you to keep AI strictly in the research and outlining phase. The actual writing must be handled by a human who can apply a layer of opinion and personality that the software cannot replicate. Step 3 is clear, upfront disclosure. By being honest about the tools used in your description or via platform labels, you are building trust rather than risking a scandal. Finally, Step 4 requires that every piece of content includes at least one human element that a machine could never experience, like a personal failure or a highly subjective conclusion. Following this sequence protects your channel from automatic demonetization while meeting the audience's demand for genuine, experience-backed content. In a world where content is cheap and infinite, human judgment and honesty have become the most valuable premium assets available to a brand. This is the authenticity paradox. While creators fear that admitting to using AI will drive people away, the data shows that transparency actually builds deeper loyalty. Retention metrics are consistently higher for channels that are honest about their process. Algorithms can generate text and clone voices, but they cannot generate perspective or a genuine relationship with an audience. Those are qualities only you can provide. Treat AI as your research assistant and your editor. Let it handle the data, but make sure you retain absolute ownership of the final perspective. We want to know your stance on this. Should brands always disclose their AI usage, only sometimes? Or do you think audiences don't care as long as the video is good? Vote in the poll and tell us why in the comments. If you're ready to build, hit the like button, share this with your team, and subscribe to Marketing Odyssey.